football,
and anything else.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Mike. How you doing, Dave?
Doing great.
Awesome. Yeah, so, and no, for the loyal listeners out there say, wow, they butchered it already. They must be hammered. No, we're going a little old school action. It was around in the March to September of 2020, not the whole way, but a period in time when we were all quarantined. And we used to have to do this podcast via Zoom.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Enjoy time with your family. My second least favorite holiday, only 4th of July, is liked less by me. So obviously we're not going to do the normal recording on Thursday because of this. So we had originally planned on a Wednesday normal one, but then you felt a little bit ill. So under the weather, not feeling like drinking. We have Violet Saturday night. I didn't want to expose myself to you, get Violet sick. So, we made a mature decision, which, I'm going to pat myself on the back for that because I don't make too many of those usually. So, but I'm going to say OCD 1.
Sorry.
Mike 0, because a normal person would have said, you know what, Dave? It's been a hell of a run. 6 years for the majority, the vast majority of them. We were both there together.
Yep.
Let's say a half dozen of them. It was either you or I for 6 straight years, give or take a month or week, whatever. And I don't think anybody would have faulted us for saying, you know what, 6 years, that's a hell of a run. Because even Cal Ripken eventually sat out. He broke Lou Gehrig's streak. And at some point, he said, you know what, Coach, I'm going to sit this one out. But like I said, OCD 1, Mike 0. So it's going to be an abbreviated. As you can see, there'll be no beer rating because Dave's under the weather, not feeling like drinking. And I'm like, well, if you have one, you might as well have 21 and get shit-faced drunk. And even though I don't have to work tomorrow, I'm like, you know what? Mature decision number 2. Look at me go.
That's crazy. Holy shit. What are you going to do in the new year?
Yeah, my New Year's resolutions are hitting on Thanksgiving. But, the other thing, we might as well get the viewers, listeners a little bit used to it because I did look ahead in the calendar. If I'm not mistaken, Christmas Eve is a Wednesday. Christmas Day is a Thursday. New Year's Eve is a Wednesday. New Year's Day is a Thursday. So those 2 weeks, you might get similar type episodes just because, friends, family, festivities, get-togethers, gatherings, this, that, and the other thing.
Well, hopefully I won't be sick or keep this going.
Oh, no, you'll be better by then. But, I'm just saying, it might be like a Friday night or whatever. And I don't know if the live stream was out there for anybody else to join. I know we're live right now, but Chuck actually texted me at 7:34 and said, what's going on? Isn't it working? And I'm like, oh shit, that's right. We were supposed to do a pod tonight at 7:30 and then, blah, 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 blah. Here we are. So I don't know if Chuck's on or not, because I don't see a chat
Eric
on
is.
my River screen. So
Eric just chatted in.
Oh, see, I don't see the. I don't know how to get the chats on my, and I'm not going to screw anything up. So,
so I put something out on Facebook that we were.
Going there's the chats right there.
You got it?
Yep. Okay. I don't see what Eric posts, but I don't see what Eric posts, but I just
public chat.
Oh, public chat now. But anyway, I'll play around with it. But anyway, you put it out. What were you saying?
And I probably, because it's the first time, and we kind of, we did this within a half an hour, not having ever done it with this platform before. And I think I needed to make you a producer, not a guest.
Oh, okay.
And so if you're a guest, you may not see the public chats.
Okay, I bet you that's what it is, because I don't see – I see the chat button down there, but I can be a guest. What the hell?
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, I mean, so Eric and anybody else, there's 2 people supposedly in this thing right now.
That's probably me and Eric, because if I'm a guest, I'm probably one of them.
Yeah, maybe you are. So yeah, this was just, Mike got a wild hair and said, hey, why don't we do this way? And so 30 minutes, well, a little more than 30 minutes, 45 minutes
That's
later.
About an hour. From wild hair time to now is about an hour.
Yeah.
But all right, well, there's no introduction of the beer because I'm drinking a iced coffee.
Yeah.
Very good. We get it from time to time, and if you like coffee, you'll like this. I give it a 5-star.
Yeah.
What kind of sort of stick to what we've been?
Yeah.
Only thing Liz and I watched, we did watch all 10 episodes of season 3 of Mr. Mercedes, and the reason it went as it did, Liz pointed out, is actually a trilogy novel by Stephen King. And they turned it into a series, and that's why it was 3 and done, because Stephen King only wrote 3 novels. So, well, 3 novels for this trilogy. He wrote many more novels than that, but
right.
But yeah, actually, season 3 was better than season 2, but not as good as season 1. But it did tie everything nicely together. And if you're bored, have Peacock Plus, Mr. Mercedes. Well worth it. And I do have one solo, but you go if you had anything.
I had before Saturday night, before I started coming down with this on Sunday, I got back into the Pirates of the Caribbean. Wanted to rewatch that. I'm telling you what. I remember the first time I watched the Pirates of the Caribbean when it first came out, which was probably around, I don't know when. It was 2002.
You're talking Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw that and I said, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be a franchise. This was so, from the actors and the plot and sure enough, I don't know how many, there's been like 5 or 6 of them, and they're still as entertaining, probably the 3rd or 4th time I've seen it. So I'll probably, when I get a chance, go back and see them all in order again. But I got through the first one and part of Dead Man's Chest.
Okay, I do like Johnny Depp, but I don't think I've seen any of those. And I did finally stumble upon the public chat. Eric said he started season 2 of Landman. How many episodes are out of that, Eric?
Oh.
When you get, if you're still on and can answer, because Liz and I are going to watch that, but we're letting a few episodes percolate, if you will.
Yeah, Shelly said she wanted to get back. We've seen season 1 of Landman. She said she wanted to get back into that as well.
I think there's probably only 2 or 3 out though, and when Eric gets back on, he'll chime in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I watched on ESPN, through the Disney app, 3 parts, 50 minutes. And it's there's 2 episodes out, Eric. So thank you. It's called Red Sox Believe or Believers. It's about the 2004 season. Different from, not too different from the ESPN 30 for 30, 4 days in October, or anything else like that. But what sports means to me, this 3-part docuseries or whatever you call it, it's Bill Burr and Ben Affleck did it because they're all Bostonians.
Right.
And they're talking to them about their relationship with the Red Sox and as fans, blah, 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 blah. And it's mostly about that series against the Yankees. They do obviously touch on the fact that the Red Sox did win the World Series. And then in the second episode, about 25, half of the 50 minutes is about how Boston is really difficult to play in because historically they're known as a racist town, and a lot of minorities typically don't like playing in Boston. And to show you how
still to this day,
Oh, well, no, not to this day.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Obviously, because they, the two of the biggest stars in Red Sox history are Pedro Martinez and David Ortiz, who are both Dominicans.
Right.
But back, Tom Yawkey, they actually renamed Yawkey Way because he's a known racist, and they gave Jackie Robinson a tryout, but they didn't think he'd fit with the Red Sox. So therefore, Jackie Robinson played with the Dodgers, and he had a decent career. I mean, after all, Major League Baseball retires number 42 for all organizations. But
yeah.
So, and then it talked about the forced busing of the 70s, blah, blah. So that part was a little bit off the path, but back to what I was saying about what sports means to me. And like that, just two random guys, father and son. And my eyes didn't tear up, Dave, when I'm listening to these people and getting goosebumps right now, reliving the comebacker to Keith Falk, who threw it to Doug Mankiewicz, and listening to Joe Buck say, words Red Sox fans, and I'll tear up. Anyway, I didn't tear up watching this documentary. I literally sat there and bawled. Because it was 97, 7 years after my dad died. And then I'm looking at, this guy's talking to him and his dad. And then, Bill Burr talks about his, and it's just excellent. I think if you like sports, you would like it. If you're a Red Sox fan, it's a 100% must see. And Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Bill Burr do a fantastic job with it.
So
I got to do Mayor of Kingstown at some point, Eric.
Yeah. Ignorant question. This is how much I don't watch baseball. I kind of follow it to a degree, but Joe Buck, he did baseball.
Oh yeah. Buck, actually, when Aikman and Buck were with Fox during the playoffs, Aikman would be with another play-by-play guy because Buck would be doing the baseball playoffs.
Does he still do baseball?
No, because they signed that deal with Monday Night Football.
Okay. I didn't think he did, but I didn't realize he did baseball before that.
Oh, yeah, well, actually, because his dad obviously was Hall of Fame broadcaster Joe Buck.
Yeah.
Jack Buck. I'm sorry, Joe Buck is the kid. Jack Buck. Whatever the name. He's the old, what I'm talking about.
You got it right.
He's a Cardinal announcer, so Grant Davis will correct me on that at some point.
All right. The only thing I would say is going back to Department Q on Netflix, I find myself one of the antagonists, one of the mystery people in there. I keep hearing her voice. It was so good. It was so crawling under your skin kind of met it. One of the characters that they're holding hostage. She just had this, just like an evil witch, but it was just it was not like a broomstick and hat witch. It just, I don't know. Every once in a while, I don't know, something reminds me of that, and I hear that voice coming through my head. So, I mean, if I'm hearing that, then it's, it's good enough for me to tell people, hey, you got to go watch Department Q. Again, it's a really, really slow start in the first 2 episodes, but after that, it picks up quite a bit.
And we must have different algorithms on Netflix. I mean, I haven't literally searched for it, but it doesn't come up on any of my panels, Department Q. Right. I mean, like I said, obviously I could just go and hit search department and it would pop up, I'm sure. But
yeah, Shelly and I have been watching a lot of Brett mystery crime, stuff like that. Yeah.
So, and then anything you listen to or no?
No.
No, sir. My something new is an EP from called One More Time from Aerosmith and Youngblood. And it's 5 songs, 19 minutes. And Back in the Saddle, obviously, the remake with Youngblood. The 4 other songs to me are primarily Youngblood, and you can hear a little Steven Tyler in the back. And then obviously back in the saddle is Steven Tyler with Youngblood in the back.
Okay.
But that was released on Friday. So today is the 26th, 27th, 28th. So the 21st of November. Again, EP, 5 songs, 19 minutes. And my something old is also something new. And I don't have my regular notes with me, folks. I just got my phone. So it was also released. This is why I call it my something new / something old, because it was also released November 21st. The Beatles, Anthology 4, obviously by the Beatles. It is a whopping 36 songs, 1 hour, 58 minutes. But I really enjoyed this, even though I'm not really a Beatles fan, because I think what this album is a bunch of recordings that I keep wanting to talk into the microphone, knowing damn well that the microphone's not even hooked up. I think it's like outtakes from the studio, because like one of the songs is Can You Take Me Back? Take 1. I Will. Take 29. So they're in the studio, and I kind of just go, and then all of a sudden you'll hear, the boys talking. No, that didn't sound right. No, let's do that again. Let's do that again. And then they'll say, oh, take 7. So You get really the studio work, and it's not really the released material, which made it a little bit different than your normal album. And
that sounds cool.
New Dayseeker, Creature in the Black Night, released in October, and the old Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I hate that album, Eric. I'm not a Pink Floyd fan.
I'm good until somebody tries to make me laugh.
All right. Briefly going inside the ropes. The AEW pay-per-view. Full Gear, I was 2-2. Samoa Joe did beat Hangman Adam Page, and Statlander did beat Mercedes Moné to retain her belt and prevent Moné from getting her 99th belt or whatever it is. But I lost. They had Kyle Fletcher lose to Mark Briscoe. I thought the better angle would have been Mark Briscoe but so that was a loss. And then I lost the tag team because FTR won the tag team belts. I didn't see that coming. And Eric said, fuck the Beatles. Typically, I feel that way too, Eric. But like I say, this album was different because it was kind of like studio versions. I was going to reach down and get my ink pen, but I got another ink pen right here. And then WWE, Cena had his last match in the Garden.
Yep.
18,000 people at Madison Square Garden at the palm of his hands. They put on a bogus 3-way, him, Sheamus, and Rey Mysterio versus Dom. And it was the Finn and JD.
Ballard.
Yeah. And JD took the pin, obviously. It was a gimmick match. It was for the crowd. The crowd loved it because Cena's got now, I think, 2 more appearances left. And I still stand by he faces Gunther at Saturday night's main event, puts Gunther over, and Gunther gets the belt back. But I have not seen Raw from 2 nights ago yet.
So that when he faces Gunther, is that the Survivor?
No, Survivor Series is before his last match, and I don't think he's going to be at Survivor Series because he only has 2 appearances left, and one of them is the Saturday night's main event.
You know what?
Where he'll
I
face
don't
the
think
winner
I
of the
saw him on the
tournament.
card.
What's that?
You're right. I don't think I saw him on the card for Survivor Series.
So,
yeah.
All right. This is where we normally rate the beer, but we have no beers to rate, so we're just gonna segue into what we normally do, which is sports.
Yeah.
Big day in NFL tomorrow. We're gonna start with the NFL. I don't really know of any other sports, especially since I don't have any real notes. But we got the Packers at the Lions, followed by the Chiefs at the Cowboys. followed by the nightcap of, I want to say it's Bengals at Ravens. It could be at Cincy, but I think it's in Baltimore. Yep. And Joe Cool, it's at Baltimore?
Correct.
All right. And Joe Cool, I think, is making his return. So we'll see how that impacts Cincinnati. He's been listed as a full participant. Rams versus New England in the Super Bowl, Eric says. Well, possibility. I think Denver's over. I think Denver's a little fraudulent. So I can't argue that. And if Stafford loses to the Lions in the playoffs, he goes back to POS status with me. Yeah. If he can knock the Lions out, I will rescind and give him some flowers. He's having a hell of a year this year. I mean, a lot of, yeah. It looks like I'm being sour grapes, but he's got 26 touchdown passes, 28, something like that. And I'm going to say maybe 12 of them, total a combined 12 yards, most of them to Devontae Adams, in which it amounts to basically an extended handoff. But yeah, hey, stats are stats, touchdowns are touchdowns.
You're saying just a lot of, or 12 of them were deep inside the red zone.
Yeah, deep inside the red zone, like where Kyrene Williams is probably like, what in the fuck, man? I'm one of the best running backs in the league. You're now going to give me a chance to score a touchdown? But yeah, so yeah, he is having a good year. I'm not willing to go Rams, New England yet, but my pick of the Ravens winning the North, and I made that pick at 1-5. On to the Bears. The Bears play 3 p.m. Black Friday on Prime Network at Philadelphia. I'd feel much better about this game had Philadelphia not blown a 21-0 second half lead. I think it was. I think they were up 21-0 at half.
Correct.
So they're going to be pissed. It's in Philadelphia. And here's where I stand on the Bears. First and foremost, the hiring of Ben Johnson has turned out to be a godsend, if you will. I think the players play for him. He seems to be the real deal. They're definitely heading in the right direction. Had you told me the beginning of the season that the Bears were going to be 8-9, 9-8, I would have said, I think you're full of shit, but I'll take that. That's a nice improvement from the 5-12, 10-game losing streak that they had last year. And it's a step in the right direction. They're 8-3 now, so obviously 9-8, 8-9 is not a really good way to finish. But in no particular order, here's their 6 games. And I'll show the fingers for the folks at home watching. At Philadelphia, at Green Bay, home against Cleveland, home against Green Bay, at San Francisco, home against Detroit in the season finale. Now, maybe one of those teams will be locked in somewhere, and like maybe the Lions will be locked in as the 3 seed or whatever, and they'll play their bench players and the Bears can get a garbage win or whatever. I don't know if you can say the Bears are favorites in any of those games except the Cleveland game. And the Cleveland game scares the bejesus out of me because you're playing against the defensive player of the year and clearly the best defensive player in the league right now, Myles Garrett, who is literally taking over football games. I'm not as worried about Shedeur Sanders because he got a lot of hype and it's like, dude, I watched a lot of that game and he didn't look good. They won the game because A, the Raiders suck, and B, the Browns defense is lights out. So, but yes, the Bears should win that game at home. That gets them to their 9 wins. But then maybe you could say the game at home against Green Bay, they should win. So that would be their 10th win. But at Philly, Detroit's beat them like 6 straight times, I think. 2, and 1 this year. So I think at least 5 straight times. And they Ragnow unretired, so now they've got the best center in the league back. Although I really don't think offense has been Detroit's problem. I mean, their offense didn't give up 30 points to the undermanned Giants, but Ragnow's coming back. And then San Francisco, I mean, as many injuries as the Bears have had on defense, the Niners have had that many on offense, and they keep rolling along, and they're 8-3, I think. And the Bears got to go out there. So at 8-3, I mean, it's kind of tough to say, man, if they can go 10-7, I mean, because that's a 2-4 finish. But like I said, it is what it is. I hope they represent Friday. Yes, obviously, best case, I want them to win. But hopefully they're competitive and don't get run out of the building.
No, I think you got a pretty healthy perspective on that. And, you know, you won't, based on what you just said, you won't be too terribly disappointed. But I think,
unless it's like 48-0, then I'll be like, God damn, they got fucking schooled.
Right. No, I think the Lions' biggest problem right now, and everybody knows it, is getting healthy. I mean, they're not, hell, they might not, if they don't get healthy and get their shit together, they might not make the playoffs.
That's possible, but I wouldn't be too worried about that as a Lions fan. No, I mean, I don't think they'll get a home game unless they win the division, which they still very well could win the division because they do have the tiebreaker against the Bears. So by having, of course, that could change after the last game of the season, but
true. It'll be interesting nonetheless.
But speaking of picks, last week we were both 0 wins, 1 loss, and 1 push apiece. Patriots, I had -6. They won by 6, 26-20. You had the Jags -3. They won 27-24. And then my loss was the Lions. I said they'd blow the Giants out and easily cover 10. Yeah. They won in overtime and won by 7. So nearly covered, but obviously the game was a lot closer than I had anticipated. But Dan Campbell is still not lost back-to-back games in like 15 tries or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
All right. So I'm a stellar 5-18-1, and you are a much more respectable 9-14-1 on the season. And since we are announcing on Wednesday, we can pick the Thursday games if you would like. I don't see any of the games on there that I like. We would be at the North Studio tonight. No, we'd be at the South Studio, so you go first.
Let's see. Hey, Chuck.
Hey, no worries. It was kind of our fault, Chuck, that you were late because you were actually on time and text me. Dave and I kind of shot from the hip.
I know. I'm looking here. Texas. Texas is at Indianapolis, and they're only giving Indy 4.5.
Indy's giving Houston 4.5.
Yeah, that's what I tried to say. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts.
All right, Indy -4.5. I'm going to practice what I preach, if you will. I will take the aforementioned Browns at home in the dreaded West Coast to East Coast 1:00 start for the Niners, coming off a Monday night game, so short week, cross the country, early game. I will take the Browns +4.5 at home against the Niners. I think the Niners win like 2017.
Not a bad pick. I'm going to go. I'd like to go Falcons over the Jets, but they're playing in New York. Ooh. Rams versus the Panthers, but they're in North Carolina. So the Rams are given 10.5, which means they think they can 13.5, right? Is that your
Yes.
betting logic?
Yes.
Oh shit. Man, there's a lot of double digits here. Buffalo. Man, I don't know. I'm just gonna pick one just for kicks and giggles. I don't see anything that jumps out at me other than the one I said. Who and you picked? Who did you pick again? The Browns.
Yeah.
You picked the Browns. So I'll go. I'm gonna pick a home team, which I just did. Let's go Miami. Miami's laying 6 against the Saints. I think they'll beat them by more than that.
All right, Miami -6. I will take. I'll put Eric to the test. His AFC Super Bowl representative, Monday Night Football home game. They're only giving the Giants 7.5. I'm taking the Patriots, laying the 7.5 on Monday Night Football against the G-Men. So there we have it. So bet the opposite way, you're sure to win, because I'm coming in at a pathetic 5-18-1. So I mean, you can't try to do that bad and do that bad. Woo! All right. Here's where we rate this. Here's where we rate the second tasting. Yep, black ice coffee, still a 5-star.
For those following college football, there weren't very many shakeups or anything this last week. So,
who are you taking in the game at the Big House?
Oh, Ohio State. Not because I'm a Michigan hater.
It's been 2,000 days or whatever it's been since Michigan or Ohio State has beat Michigan, and they've got one national championship in those 2,000 days.
I know. So, I know. I just,
yeah.
Ohio State's been consistent. Michigan has not been. I know it's in the Big House. I know they'll be amped for it. I know there's that factor, but I still think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good game. I just think Ohio State, they're due. I think they've got all of that energy going in there, saying this has got to be the year. So, and they don't want to lose that number 1 spot.
And then Miami needs to beat Pittsburgh and cross their fingers to see if they can be one of the 12. I don't know if it matters, because I don't think they're good enough to win it all. But, hey, that's why they play the game, right, Dave?
Right. And I think a lot of fans of those teams in the 11, 12, 13, 14 spot, however that all shakes out in the end, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to be butthurt anyway. Probably have some excuse, or it's good for the media, it's good for television. So other than that, I'm good on sports.
All right. You got a player pass or anything?
I do.
Bring it.
And here we go. I'm going to continue on from last week in the Would You Rather. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. Are you freaking kidding me? All right. There it is. All right, Mike, ready?
Yes.
Would you rather eat, oh my God, puberty. Just a minute. Would you rather eat a whole turkey in one sitting or never eat turkey again?
Never eat turkey again. It's not my second least favorite holiday for a reason. Turkey is overrated. Homemade stuffing's overrated. Pumpkin pie is overrated. Stovetop stuffing say that real fast. And I'm not even drunk. Now that, on the other hand, that's the game changer at Thanksgiving if it's stovetop. But yeah, I would go the rest of my life without eating turkey and not even realize I was missing out on something.
All right. Would you rather be a kid or a grandparent during the holidays?
Kid.
Figured that one
now,
would be pretty easy.
Ask this question in 2 years when Violet is 4 and she's got more excitement and everything. I bet you my answer changes. I mean, because she's only 2, like, you know, how Violet, Justin and Kelsey could rewrap some of her birthday presents that she got so many of and give it to her for Christmas, and she's still not going to have it. She'll be like, yeah, okay, whatever. Whoop, see ya. But so ask this question again in 2 years, and I bet you my answer changes.
Right. Okay, well, I'm going to ask you this anyway. Would you rather host Thanksgiving or be hosted for Thanksgiving?
Be hosted. The cleanup is too much, and then you feel like you're on pins and needles, and you got to make sure everybody else is happy. I'd rather go other places.
Would you rather drink hot cider or hot cocoa?
Hot cocoa. I hate hot cider. I don't even like cold cider that much.
And would you rather wear matching Christmas pajamas or matching Halloween costumes?
I don't have a problem with either, but of the two, I'll do Halloween.
Yeah,
because how often you wear pajamas out, and then even though people would know what you were doing, it's kind of like, look at these idiots. Whereas matching Halloween costumes, it's like, all right, it's Halloween, we get it, thumbs up. So I would rather do the Halloween costumes.
Got it. All right, and then would you rather, or do you have a angel tree topper or a star tree topper?
For the longest time, we had an angel, but I think it broke. So now we've got, actually, it might be a snowflake this year, but so now it's not an angel, so it would be more of a star/star-like topper.
Yeah, I've got.
And second year in a row, we are team artificial. Oh wow, what can you do? It's a lot easier fucking to do.
Yeah, I imagine. We're not quite there yet. This year, the kids said that they want to go get the tree with us. So as long as that happens, that's probably what we'll do.
Yep.
And whoa, God dang it.
We'll edit this out, folks. We got to give Dave a pass. He's under the weather.
Well, I didn't have anything prepared either. Would you rather only work on holidays or get holidays off work? Would you rather only work on holidays and have the rest get paid the same and not work the rest of the year, or get holidays off?
Well, if I made the same amount of money, I'll just work the holidays. Fuck, that's 7 days a year. I'm in.
All right. And would you rather work as a mall Santa or untangle 100 strands of Christmas lights? Anybody else, you can chime in on these if you want to.
You know what? There's too much commitment on the mall Santa. Give me because I always get a kick out of that. Like, I'll spend, like, if a earbuds get all tangled up, I'll spend like 9 minutes so I can get them fully extended in the ears. So that's kind of like a Rubik's Cube, if you will. So I'll do the cord of lights and let somebody else have a little kiss on your leg.
You know, like that big ball that
Rusty.
Yeah, had to untangle.
Clark said, yep. Christmas Vacation.
All right. That's all I got for you.
All right. Now, are you hitting the music or no?
What's that?
Are you hitting the music or no?
Hitting the music?
Like our cues that we normally do on the pod.
No, like, I don't know. Where would I get those?
I don't know. I didn't know if you were hooked. You had your end hooked up to the soundboard.
No,
because I don't all your face, so I don't see if anything's hooked up or if it's just laptop to laptop.
No.
So we apologize, Eric, for no Tweaks Corner music because we're just going laptop to laptop. Any FUs? I have one. The new roundabout on River in Tittabawassee.
Yeah.
A big fuck you to the people coming north, south, west. They're coming from the east, heading west on Tittabawassee. As that comes about the roundabout, they have the yield. 3 times going over to Grant's house to lift, I've had to hit my brakes because the assholes heading west on Tittabawassee just fly through there, even though they clearly have the yield in the roundabout. So I think the next time, although it's going to force me to miss a workout, I'm not hitting my brakes and I'm just going to hit the son of a bitch because they have to yield. And that's, I don't understand why these roundabouts are such a, we got a roundabout. Who gives a fuck? Nobody knows how to drive them through them anyway. And so next time I'm not going to hit the brakes. I'm just going to broadside. It shouldn't be a fatality because a roundabout, you're only going 10, 12 miles. It's going to be a major inconvenience, but I'll say you should have heard episode 311 because you're the reason I did this.
So I thought in a roundabout, especially if it's just a 4-way, everybody coming to the roundabout has to, if somebody's in the roundabout, you have to wait for them. No,
but the way this one's set up is like there's 4 angles and 2 of them have yield. I mean, you can't just have mass chaos because if nobody slows down, you're going to hit. So like when you're going north on River Road, I have to yield to the traffic heading east.
Okay, so there's yield.
And then when I start going, the traffic coming west is supposed to yield to me, but 3 times going over to Grant's house, they have not, and I've had to brake. And Eric said that roundabout blows goats, and he hates all of them, and I couldn't agree more. It's not that difficult to come to a 4-way stop, go. But the roundabout are supposed to be the be-all, end-all of traffic and time savers.
Yeah, I've never heard or seen that where a roundabout has 2 of the directions yielding and the other 2 are just go through.
So you just go to roundabouts where there's nobody yields the route right to anybody? Those are some wicked fucking roundabouts you go to.
Yeah, you go, and if somebody's coming around and they don't have their blinker on, you know that they're going to come in front of you, so you wait for them.
And in a roundabout, who sings roundabout? Yes.
Oh.
Is it? God dang it! Now he better answer. My guess is yes. Just because you put me on the spot and I wanted to get an answer in.
So,
well, you'll have to go that way. Next time you're out and about, head west, and you'll see what I'm talking. Eric even agrees with me on yes.
Yeah, there you go.
So head that way, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But
all right.
Anyway, so that's my fuck you to the westbound Tittabawassee losers.
Yeah. No, my only FU is just to germs in general. I haven't been this. There's no way I've been this sick in decade or decades. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know. It's crazy.
It could be that too.
Sure.
Now, do you have enough where we do the stump mic, or didn't you even pick a number?
No, I didn't even pick a number.
Do you have that stuff handy or no?
I can get it. I can get it and pick one out.
All right. Well, I will. How long is it going to take you? And Eric says better. He's not going to be sick next week, Eric. This is kind of to get that out there. I'll talk. You run and get it. Chuck or Eric are going to pick numbers, and I'm just going to chit-chat to myself and let the listeners know I do have probably 6 coffee mugs that I'm bringing, Eric. I've got cards to hang out. I think we have a few stickers left to give out. I think we're going to go live 7 to 8:30 Thursday, December 4th, live from Loggers on River Road. Head south down River Road. It'll be on the left-hand side, probably a mile-ish south of M46 Gratiot. I can get the exact address to put on our Facebook page. If you follow Loggers on Facebook, they actually put a nice post out there saying that we will be there on December 4th at 7 p.m. Eric from Tweaks Corner shared it on the Tweaks Corner Facebook. I think Liz liked it, and I'll share it on the Flights Facebook. So hopefully some people show up. And if nothing else, we will try some Loggers beers. Eric said they have the coffee lager that I can't wait to try. I'll probably do 1 pint of Squirrel because I'm not going to do a flight size of Squirrel because that would just be kooky talk. And then I'll try to figure out some other things. If maybe I'll buy, I think I can come up with a flight shirt, and maybe I'll buy an electric Squirrel or a Logger shirt and maybe throw out a trivia question. Somebody gets a trivia question right, they get the shirt or whatever. We'll have some fun with it. If nothing else, it'll be, instead of the North Studio or the South Studio, we will be at Loggers having a good time. Eric will be the bartender. So you'll get to see co-host, multiple-time guest, slinging drinks. And I don't know if Justin still has that jersey, Chuck, but that would do it. It would cut if it cut the circulation off, it would be more red. But I'll look for that shirt, see if I still fill it out. I might actually be lighter, so it might be a little looser in the arms. But I'll look for it just to. If you promise to be there, I'll wear it. I'll wear it for you. No, I can't make that promise because I don't know if he has it still. All right. And sections 37, yes, I'll be doing that one. 37, and I think I will try the what's that? The 13%er or 15%er, Eric. It's kind of it's a Scotch ale, I think. We'll do one of those, and we'll just do the standard flights. Like we'll do maybe 6 flights or whatever, and we'll just do a sample. And we sit, not 6 flights, but 6 beers on the flight. So we won't do full pints. We'll do the.
There's a good one.
Like we'll do that size pour. All right. Neither one of them try. You know what, Eric? Chuck or Eric did not put a number. Have we done number 37 yet to match section 37 IPA at Loggers?
No.
If we have not done 37, that's the number we're going to do for this week's Stump Mike.
Okay. Oh, shit.
And as you can tell, folks, none of this has been pre-planned. All right. Talk to me, David.
I wasn't barely.
I had lost 5. I had lost 5, won 1, lost 1.
All right. Face will turn red.
Now Chuck said double nickels, so if we've done 37, we'll do 55.
No,
or are both available?
We have not done 37, but if you want to save 37, so when we're at Loggers,
yes. So is 55 available?
Yes.
All right. So that's an excellent idea. Next week, we will do question 37 for Stump Mike. as we sample Section 37 IPA. Boy, I love it when a plan comes together. And tonight, Chuck chose Double Nickels, which is 55.
All right. So, 55. I got to get to the right page here. Now, oops, shit. Got to get to my website. All right.
That's Thursday, December 4th, live from Loggers. And what's the guy's food truck name, Eric? Because they now do have food there. Because he's there, he'll be there Thursday, won't he? So they do have a food truck. So even if you're not a drinker, like Jake's going to try to make it. He said, I hope they have milk or water because Jake only drinks Bud Light, maybe Busch Light, one of those waters. But they do have food there. So even if you do not want to drink, you can get a bite to eat now because Loggers has their own food truck.
Is that the freaking... Oh, yep. All right, ready?
Yeah,
found it.
Ready. Got it.
Just took a little bit longer on my phone because you got to scroll through 100.
I'm with you.
Number 55. The Dude Abides.
Not Russell. John Goodman's in it. The Dude. What the fuck is the name of that movie? Oh, fuck.
How many times have I sat there and struggled like that during
it's my stepfather's favorite movie. The Big Lebowski.
There you go. Got it.
Oh, how would I get the dude? The dude gave that away because I'm like, survive. What the another shit? And then I'm like, oh wait, the dude.
Yeah,
the Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
I think Roger Clemens has a cameo in that fucking movie, in the bowling scene.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. I always get Bridges and Kurt Russell mixed up, but I knew that was the start of that movie is arguably some of the funniest when they come in, they break in his. I haven't seen it enough to repeat the lines, but it's something about the guy's wife going on him or something like that for $50, and Jeff Bridges says, "Can we go to an ATM first?" Something along those lines. Thanks, Chuck. Much appreciated. All right, yeah. I just love winning like it's better than losing. What movie?
Absolutely. Shit, I can't even think of that, and we've said it a million times.
Nope.
It's not a baseball movie, is it?
Yes, it is.
Major League?
Yeah. No. Your fastball's up, your curveball's hanging. In the show, they would have ripped you. Can't you let me just at least enjoy the moment? Moment's over. Bull Durham.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Next one to die. No notes. I do want to, I have to do a makeshift one because I think this one is cool as hell. Well, it's not cool that the guy died, but the big boy in this one is Rodney Rogers, passed away at 54 years old, went to Wake Forest, played in the NBA. The reason he makes this list is because Jake Danielewski texts me. He says, in law school, he is walking on campus in the fucking road at night drunk. I almost hit him. Stopped, yelled at his giant ass to get out of the road. He got in the car and we end up getting really drunk together on multiple occasions. So that's kind of Jake's brush with greatness. Almost killed Rodney Rogers when Rodney was a basketball. Rodney Rogers almost killed him. Well, he was a basketball player at Wake Forest, and Jake was attending law school at Wake Forest, and they went on to get drunk on multiple occasions. So that was one guy that passed away, made the list, and then Leave It to Beaver and Twilight Zone star, dead at 76. McKeever, he died at 76. He played on Leave It to Beaver and the Twilight Zone, and then
you can't read your notes, or
I'm scrolling through the phone because other than Rodney Rogers, there was really nobody. Jelly Bean Johnson passed away, and he was in the original Purple Rain, the Prince's band. The Time, died at 69. Jelly Bean Johnson, best known for being a founding member of Prince's band, The Time, has died at 69. Yes, the main reason I wanted to get next one to die was Jake's brush with greatness, and rest in peace, Rodney Rogers.
Let's see. So, Leave It to Beaver cast. I don't know. Was it Wally?
John Elliman, who is best known for his roles as a child actor in Leave It to Beaver and McKeever and the Colonel, has died at 76. The veteran actor who was known as Johnny early in his career died at his Washington home due to prostate cancer. It doesn't say what he said. One of the highlights of his career is when he starred in this 1962 episode of The Twilight Zone titled The Fugitive, starring J.P. O'Malley. And he has a real bit part in that movie. So to say he was a Twilight star is a little fucking misleading, because he's just in the playground, and then the girl with the brace on her. And that's where that's the episode where the lady from the Beverly Hills Billies calls her niece a gutter snipe. So anyway,
in a Twilight Zone episode?
Yes. Go to your room, you little gutter snipe.
Damn, that's harsh.
Yes, it was.
Harsh.
But anyway, that's next one to die. And we're giving a little, I think, I don't have an either or, because like I said, this is an impromptu thing.
Yeah. And
now my OCD can rest into Thanksgiving Day, which segues into Black Friday annual tradition with loyal listener Chuck McPeak. Probably will reach out. I'll text you tomorrow, Chuck, but I'm guessing 6 a.m. at Menards per usual. We do very little shopping. It actually is the tradition followed by breakfast, which we've been doing. The years just bleed together. It's been a long time.
Come on, numbers guy. You should know that.
Well, I've been at Coke 31 years. It's got to be every bit of 20.
There you go.
If not 2015, it's had to have been half our Coke career. And I always get it mixed up because Chuck and I have two traditions: coffee at Barnes and Noble on Christmas Eve, and then Black Friday. And I know he would still shop for his kids, if you shop for Dave, and Dave is a teacher who's got, I think, a 13-year-old daughter is their oldest. So it has to be at least 15 or more years.
Yeah.
So good. Anyway, and then for tomorrow, Kelsey and Violet are coming over. Justin has to work. It's just going to be Nick, Liz, myself, Kelsey, and Violet hang out, eat, watch football, and then go to bed, get up. The aforementioned tradition with Chuck, work, Bears at 3, and then so on and so forth.
Rock on. Sounds like a nice full weekend. Friends and family.
So what did you decide on tomorrow with the older folks coming over? Are you pulling the trigger, or are you gonna?
No, I'm sequestered.
Coming over regardless.
I'm sequestered.
Okay.
I'm staying in the room. And a lot of it had to do with, and I mentioned, I don't know, last pod or the pod before that, like 309. My dad spent 6 days in the hospital with pneumonia.
Yeah.
Almost died in my passenger seat of my car. And so when Shelly mentioned how sick I was the last 2 days, they started getting cold feet, like, hey, maybe we'll just, and she looked at all the food that we've bought and all the shit that we did to host Thanksgiving with everybody. And so she's like, no, Dave will stay in his room. I'll keep his ass upstairs. You guys need to come over and eat all this food. And my kids are here, and I don't want to send them back.
Right. No,
so that's fine. She'll bring me a plate, and it'll be good.
All right. Well, yeah. So rest up for December 4th at Loggers. Hope to see everybody there. And Chuck said it's early 2000s, so anything after 2005 wouldn't be early 2000s. So it's a minimum of 20 years. So this will be, who knows? Maybe it's our 20th anniversary. Chuck and I's. Friday will be our 20th anniversary, give or take. But yeah, I got nothing else. Thanks, everybody. The couple viewing live, those that will listen probably won't get the normal listens until next week because a lot of people will be off Thursday, Friday, get back into their routines on Monday. Jake will be listening, obviously, because as he's told us many times, horses got to eat. They don't get off days from eating, so he'll be out in the stables, shed, barn, whatever he calls it. But thank you very much for accommodating and appeasing my OCD. One of these days I will beat it, but it wasn't this week. But had fun doing it. And who said I can't do a flight football or anything else episode with no alcohol?
Because we learned how to do this, so it was a win-win all the way around.
Win-win all the way around. So thank you, everybody. Anything else, David?
I think I got the music here.
All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope to see you Thursday, December 4th at Loggers, South River Road, Saginaw, Michigan. And as I look down at the bottom of my glass, I can see I'm out of beer. And as the late, great Stuart Scott would say, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here.